Senator Judge Marcoleta, Senator Judge Marcos, Senator Judge Padilla, Senator Judge Pangilinan, Senator Judge Soto III, Senator Judge Tulfo Erwin, Senator Judge Tulfo Rafi, Senator Judge Villanueva, Senator Judge Villar Camille, Senator Judge Villar Mark, Senator Judge Zubiri, the presiding officer, Senator Judge Escudero, the Senate President, Senator Judge Gatchalian.
With 15 senator judges present, the chair declares the presence of a quorum. In accordance with the rules of procedure on impeachment trials, the chair now recognizes the duly elected presiding officer to preside over the proceedings of the impeachment court.
If there are no, thank you, Mr. Senate President. If there are no objections, we shall dispense with the reading of the August 24, 2026 Journal of the Senate sitting as an impeachment court and shall consider the same as approved. The clerk of court will kindly call the case before the impeachment court.
Case number 004-2026 in the matter of impeachment trial of Vice President Sara Zimmerman Duterte.
Appearances of the parties.
Same appearance for the prosecution, Your Honors. We're ready.
Good morning, Your Honors. Same appearance for the respondent accused.
Thank you. We are in receipt. Before we proceed to our next witness, I believe it's going to be Mr. Ortonio. We are in receipt of a request for stipulation with respect to certain circumstances and documents from the prosecution. Is that correct? Do you confirm, Honorable Chua?
Yes, Your Honor.
We got a copy of the one. The lead counsel for respondent already responded to the request for stipulation for Eduardo Fajardo yesterday, I believe, and
That's
only
correct, Your
stipulated
Honor.
to the first 2 points.
Yes,
Now,
Your
this
Honor.
one for Ortonio, we got it only last night. May I ask the counsel for respondent when you got the request for stipulation?
We also received this just last night, Your Honor, by email.
Is there an equal request for stipulation with respect to documents?
I believe, Your Honor, that on the third page of this new request for stipulation with respect to Mr. Lemuel Ortonio, there are certain documents that the prosecution requests for stipulation. But this will be addressed during the presentation and the cross-examination of the witness, Your Honor.
So can you already comment on the request for stipulation with respect to Ortonio, Attorney Sheila?
We can, Your Honor. We can only stipulate on items 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. That's it, Your Honor.
Your Honor.
Hold on, Honorable Chua. In regard to the documents, Attorney Sheila, some of these, if not all, I haven't checked actually individually because this is a different list from the list of documents that I have that Ortonio may identify based on our own study of the pretrial order and markings. How about the documents, Attorney
That's
Sheila?
our concern, Your Honor. Since we only received this last night, and this is inconsistent also with the order of this court that any request for stipulation must be provided to either party at least 1 day
I
before the
agree.
hearing, Your Honor. And therefore, we would prefer to hear first the comment of the prosecution on this witness, and we will respond accordingly afterwards, Your Honor. And also, Your Honor, I will ask later on at the start of the presentation of the witness for another counsel to be acknowledged and recognized, Your Honor.
At the appropriate time, Attorney Sheila.
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, Honorable Chua.
Can I now, Your Honor, turn over to the counsel for the prosecution, Attorney May Divina Gracia?
I'm sorry, Honorable Chua.
May Divina Gracia, Your Honor.
Will be the one handling.
Yes, sir.
We're not yet there, Counsel. I'm still at the point of trying to abbreviate the proceedings, at least with respect to the documents. And to give a shot at the Counsel for Respondents looking at the documents, how many are common documents or common exhibits? Because to the mind of the presiding officer, counsels, if it is a common exhibit, meaning marked by both parties separately, unless there is proof or allegation of fraud and or palpable mistake or absence of regularity, then it would have to be proven through the witness. However, absent that, the court can take it as already being authentic and its due execution having been established without need of proof through the identification of a witness. If there is that chance, the court is willing to give the parties a few minutes while the court is discussing its ruling with respect to the point raised by Attorney Sheila last August 12, which will take roughly about 20 to 25 minutes. Would that be enough time, Attorney Sheila, for you
I
to
think,
go
Your
over the
Honor, we'll
documents?
just need around 5 minutes. We're amenable to some stipulation under item number 25, except for item number 25, B and V,
B and
Beta and Victory, Your Honor, because these are not common exhibits. But with the rest of the items under number 25, we probably will just be needing 5 minutes to see the prosecution's documents and return to this court with a response to the request for stipulation.
5 minutes? If it's 5 minutes, the court will defer its ruling on your August 12 manifestation and just simply give you 5 minutes before we call Ortonio. 5 minutes?
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, 5 minutes. Court declares a brief recess in order for the parties to be able to stipulate on the documents they will be presenting to the witness Ortonio to save on the court's time. Trial is in recess. The trial is resumed. May we hear from the counsel for the respondent with respect to the proposed stipulations on item number 25 in regard to the documents?
You can stipulate on item number 25, Your Honor, and on the documents listed under that paragraph from A to V, Your Honor.
From Alpha to Victory.
Yes, Your Honor, subject to comment on the eventual offer.
Thank you very much, counsel. Thank you for helping the court in abbreviating the proceedings. Now, Honorable Chua, who again will be the one to present the witness, Ortonio?
The counsel for the prosecution, Attorney May Divina Gracia.
Attorney May Divina Gracia. You are recognized, ma'am.
Your Honor,
Yes, Attorney Sheila?
May
On the
I
part of the respondents?
may I also ask that Attorney Christine Ferrer be recognized as counsel for the defense today, Your Honor, for this witness.
Attorney Ferrer is recognized.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Good morning,
So it'll
Your
be-
Honors.
Is it correct to address you, Attorney May?
Yes, Your Honor.
So it'll be Attorney May and Attorney Christine.
Yes, Your Honor.
Call your witness, Attorney May.
Your Honor, we would like to call to the witness stand our sixth witness in the person of Mr. Lemuel G. Ortonio.
The clerk of court is directed through the OSA to kindly situate Mr. Ortonio at the witness stand. The clerk of court is directed to administer the oath to the witness.
Mr. Ortonio, please raise your right hand. You, Lemuel G. Ortonio, do swear that the evidence you shall give in the case now pending between the Philippines and Vice President Sara Duterte shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help you God.
Yes.
Kindly place on the record, because it was inaudible, that the witness responded in the affirmative by saying yes. Attorney May, your witness for direct examination. Kindly make the offer.
Yes, Your Honor, but before we proceed to our offer, Your Honor, we would like to just read for the record the matters that were already stipulated on, Your Honor, for avoidance of doubt.
You may do so, counsel. You may proceed.
So, first, that the witness, Mr. Lemuel G. Ortonio, is the Assistant Secretary and Assistant Chief of Staff of the Office of the Vice President. Second, he holds the position of Assistant Secretary at salary grade 29. Third, his appointment is coterminous with the term of the Vice President. And fourth, his position is one of trust and confidence. May the defense kindly confirm if those are all the matters that you're willing to stipulate on. As well as, sorry, Your Honor, they're also stipulating on the authenticity and the genuine execution of the documents listed in paragraph 25 of the request for stipulation.
Attorney Christine?
Yes, Your Honor, subject to cross-examination.
Duly noted. Kindly proceed with your offer, Attorney May.
Your Honors, we are offering the testimony of Mr. Lemuel G. Ortonio to qualify him as a hostile witness and to prove the following. Number one, the confidential funds answered to no legitimate confidential purpose. The amount was requested before the supporting plan was produced, and the 2023 plan just repeated the operative language of the 2022 plan. Nauna ang 250 million, sumunod ang plano matapos itong hingin ng DBM. Hindi plano ang nagtakda ng halaga. Ang halaga ang nauna sa kahinabol ng plano. Number two, the respondent's handprints are on every document that mattered. Mula request hanggang liquidation, nasa mahalagang dokumento ang kanyang otoridad at pag-aproba. Number 3, the reports were written to fit the rules, not the facts. 4 na iisang template, mga halagang hindi nagbabago at laging eksaktong 125 million. Not a peso more, not a centavo less. Walang natira, walang isinauli. Number 4, 5 days after COA questioned the medical and food aid item, the line disappeared while the report still totaled exactly 125 million. Question ng Commission on Audit ang medical and food aid na may halagang 40 million, 42 million at 40 million sa 3 unang accomplishment reports. Makalipas ang 5 araw, wala na ito sa huling accomplishment report. Pero 125 million pa rin ang kabuuan ng halaga. Number 5, in 2 years, not one area, not one operation was ever named. Daang-daang area ang iniulat, 500 million ang ginastos. Ngunit wala ni isang lugar, ni isang operasyon, ni isang petsa ang pinangalanan. Number 6, the liquidation was late, irregular, and backdated. 10 buwan huli ang mga resibo. Mahigit 100 ang may petsang 1 taon pagkatapos ng di umano'y bayaran. Number 7, the certifications vouched for nothing and were signed by the man who received the money. Walang untoward incident. Iyan lamang ang pinatutunayan. Walang halaga, walang pangalan, walang lugar at walang petsa. At ang pumirma, ang mismong tumanggap ng pera. Number 8, the 500 million bought protection the Vice President already had. And against threats, the AFP and the PNP were already paid billions to watch. 473 sundalo at pulis na ang nagbabantay sa kanya. Sahod ng Republika mula sa ibang pondo. Walang pangalawang pangulo sa kasaysayan ang nagkaroon ng ganito. At ang mga bantang tinutukoy sa mga ulat, ang NPA at mga teroristang grupo. Sakop na ng intelligence funds ng AFP at PNP. Bayad na ang proteksyon, bayad na ang pagbabantay, bago pa ang kahit 1 piso ng confidential funds. Number 9, the justification for the confidential funds shifted with every finding. Sa DBM, safe implementation ng good governance programs, official engagements, and functional representation ng pangalawang Pangulo. Sa mga plano, confidence building for good governance programs at pagsapit ng 2023 socio-economic program delivery. Sa mga certifications, surveillance and information gathering to prevent untoward incidents from transpiring. Sa protective intelligence operations reports, for intelligence gathering naman. Sa mga sagot sa audit observation memoranda at notice of suspension for surveillance activities to determine where best to implement the OVP's programs. 6 na bersyon, iisang pondo. Number 10, the officials knew, answered nothing. The man who says he knew nothing answered everything. Lahat ng sagot sa COA, pirma ng testigong ito, na ang sabi wala siyang personal na kaalaman. Ang mga tunay na nakakaalam, ang Respondent Vice President, ang Special Disbursing Officer, at ang Colonel, wala ni isang sumagot. Number 11, the explanations for the confidential funds are a sham. And the failure to account the funds gives rise to the presumption of misappropriation. Pabago-bago ang paliwanag, walang detalye, walang dokumentong sumusuporta, pagtatakip. hindi pagpapaliwanag. At hanggang ngayon, hindi na-account ang 500 million ng bayan. Sa ganitong kabiguan, ang batas na mismo ang nagsasalita prima facie na ipinalalagay na ang pondo ay ginamit para sa sariling kapakanan. That would be all for Your Honor.
Comment, Attorney Christine?
Yes, Your Honor. We note that the 11 items that were mentioned by the prosecution are all conclusions of fact and law, Your Honor. And actually, they are mere speculations and conjectures, Your Honor, not being proven before this honorable court. And they are all theories and, with all due respect, sound bites, Your Honor. Nevertheless, we will cross-examine the witness to verify the allegations or to disprove the allegations of the prosecution.
If I
Thank you.
They may be statements of fact or law, counsel, but that's what they seek to prove. Through this witness, hopefully, by declaring him as a hostile witness in due time. Duly noted. Comment of the counsel for respondents noted. You may proceed with your direct examination, Attorney May.
Your Honor, before I proceed, we would just like to request for a continuing authority for our assisting counsel, Attorney Oliver C. Caido, to approach the witness and present and confront him with the necessary and relevant documents whenever we mention those documents, Your Honor.
Granted, as well as who would be the counterpart assisting counsel from the respondent, Attorney Christine?
Yes, Your Honor, Attorney David Gola.
And
Granted,
also,
insofar as both parties are concerned in regard to their respective assisting counsels who may approach the witness at any time during the direct and cross.
and also, Your Honor, we request a similar continuing authority for us to flash on the screen the relevant documents when mentioned for the appreciation of this honorable court and of everyone, Your Honor.
Granted likewise, including a similar grant rather with counsel for respondent should she desire to do so as well during her cross.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay.
You
Good
may
morning.
proceed, counsel, when you're ready.
Yes, Your Honor. Good morning, Mr. Ortonio.
Good morning, ma'am. I'm Buntag. Good morning.
Okay. Mr. Ortonio, naiintindihan ko po na ikaw ngayon ay nagsisilbing Assistant Secretary and Assistant Chief of Staff sa Office of the Vice President. Tama po ba?
That's correct po.
Okay. Kailan naman po kayo nagsimulang manungkulan bilang Assistant Secretary and Assistant Chief of Staff sa Office of the Vice President?
I started working as the Assistant Secretary and Assistant Chief of Staff last July 2022.
Okay. Now, Mr. Ortonio, at whose pleasure do you serve those positions?
I report directly to the Vice President, Sara Z. Duterte.
Okay. And prior to becoming Assistant Secretary and Assistant Chief of Staff, saan naman po kayo nagtatrabaho kung meron man?
I used to work with the City Government of Davao as the head of the Human Resource Management Office.
Noong time po na yon na nagsilbi kayo na head ng Human Resource Management, sino naman po ang mayor ng panahong iyon?
The mayor at the time is the Vice President, Sara Z. Duterte.
And when did you serve as such, as head of the Human Resource Department of the City Government of Davao City?
I started working as the head of the Human Resource Management Office in 2018, starting 2018. Yes.
And kanino naman po kayo nagre-report nung nanunungkulan kayo bilang head of the Human Resource Department?
As the head of the Human Resource, as the department head, I report directly to the mayor and as well have reportorial duties to the city administrator.
Okay. And prior to that, Mr. Ortonio, ano naman po ang inyong naging katungkulan, kung meron man, sa City Government of Davao City?
Prior to being the human resource head, I also headed the Davao City Investment Promotion Center. That's from 2016 all the way to 2018 as well. And then in 2010 to 2013, I served as the Chief of Staff of the Office of the Mayor. And 2008 until 2010, I served as the Chief of Staff under the Office of the Vice Mayor.
Okay. Isa-isahin po natin. Nung nanungkulan ho kayo bilang head ng Davao City Investment and Promotion Senator, sino naman po ang nanunungkulan bilang mayor ng Davao City at that time?
The mayor at the time is Vice President Sara Duterte.
Okay. Nung time naman po na nanungkulan kayo bilang Chief of Staff, sino naman po ang nanunungkulan bilang mayor at the time?
It's the Vice President Sara Z. Duterte.
At huli, nung nanungkulan ho kayo noong 2008 onwards, sino naman po ang nanunungkulan? Or sino naman po ang nanunungkulang bilang Vice Mayor at that time?
The Vice Mayor at the time is Vice President Sara Z. Duterte.
Now, prior to 2008, saan ho kayo nanunungkulan or nagtatrabaho kung meron man?
Prior to 2008, I worked with a government-owned and controlled corporation, and I also worked at a local chamber of commerce.
Maaari niyo pong banggitin sa korte na ito kung saan po iyon, yung mga kumpanyang iyon.
My first working experience was with the Pag-ibig Fund. That was 4 years, and then I worked around about 4 to 6 months with the Davao City Chamber of Commerce.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Antonio, in October 2024, ano naman po ang mga compulsory processes, if any, na natanggap ninyo mula sa House Committee on Good Government and Public Accountability?
I was invited to appear before the committee hearings for the Committee on Good Governance.
At sa ano-anong petsa naman po kayo inimbitahang mag-appear?
As to the exact dates po, ma'am, I cannot remember anymore the exact dates. However, there were several invitations that were extended to me.
Okay, several invitations for several hearings.
Yes, that's correct.
Ano naman po ang naging tugon ninyo dun sa mga iba't ibang imbitasyon na yun?
One of the reasons there was that it's a mere invitation.
I'm sorry, Mr. Antonio, I have to cut you. Please just be responsive so as not to waste this honorable court's time. The question is merely, what was your response to those invitations for you to appear? You mentioned several. So what was your response?
The response was, I will not attend the hearings.
Okay, so that was your response. What, if any, judicial remedy did you seek against those invitations?
Sorry, ma'am, when you say judicial remedy, what do you
Judicial relief? Did you ask for injunctive relief against the compulsion or the invitation for you to attend the hearings mentioned in those invitations?
The reason, ma'am, was that it's a mere invitation.
Again, Mr. Antonio, I'm sorry, I don't want to be difficult, but again, let me just remind you to please be just responsive to the question. The question is simply, what judicial relief, if any, did you apply for in response to those invitations?
If I can remember, ma'am, none, ma'am.
Okay. And what was the subject matter of those hearings where you were invited, if you know?
It's regarding the confidential funds.
Okay. Now, Mr. Antonio, what is your relation with Mr. Ernesto Nemenzo Ortonio Jr., who is the president and a member of the board of directors of PNX Udena Insurance Brokers Incorporated?
Your Honor, please.
Attorney Christine?
Relevance, Your Honor.
It is very much relevant, Your Honor, because this would prove that this witness and the respondent move in the same social circle. And this witness can practically become a social pariah if he speaks unfavorably of the respondent.
You're on a short leash, counsel. Go to your point. Objection is overruled.
So, Mr. Ortonio, just to repeat the question, what is your relation with Mr. Ernesto Nemenzo Ortonio Jr., who is the president and a member of the board of directors of PNX Udena Insurance Brokers Incorporated?
He is my father po.
Okay. At ano naman po ang relasyon ng PNX Udena Insurance Brokers Corporation sa Udena Management and Resources Corporation, which forms part of the Udena Group founded and controlled by Mr. Dennis A.
Your Honor, please.
Yes, Attorney Garcia.
Again, relevance, Your Honor, to the confidential funds. And she's on short leash.
Your
Attorney
Honor,
May,
if
Attorney
I
May,
may just
is this
quickly
part
respond.
of trying to qualify Mr. Ortonio as a hostile witness?
Yes, Your Honor, this will establish that this witness has an adverse interest, Your Honor, in this case.
With your indulgence, as well as with the permission of counsels for the parties, I think it has been established that Mr. Ortonio serves at the pleasure of the Vice President, has been working for her for quite some time, and is serving up to now. Correct me if I'm wrong, Mr. Ortonio.
That's
with the
correct,
Vice
Your
President.
Honor.
And that if the Vice President is impeached and therefore removed from office, pati kayo matatanggal po, di ba? Dahil coterminous kayo.
That's correct, Your Honor.
And that as far as we know, until today, you are still working with the Office of the Vice President and serving under that capacity, coterminous.
Yes, that's correct, Your Honor.
To abbreviate the proceedings, the court declares Mr. Ortonio as a hostile witness based on his adverse interest vis-a-vis the respondent and the prosecution, and that therefore counsel Attorney May can ask leading questions, but again, pursuant to the rules, may not ask misleading questions. You may proceed, ma'am, accordingly.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Ortonio, I am showing you a video footage of the hearing of the CGGPA on November 25, 2024. May I request, Your Honor, our assisting counsel who is stationed at the technical booth to play the said video footage.
Continuing authority has been granted to counsels. You may proceed accordingly, counsel.
Office of the Vice President. Mr. Lemuel G. Artonio, Assistant Secretary and Assistant Chief of Staff. Ms. Winnie G. Diego, Chief of
Thank
Public
you.
Assistance.
Okay. Mr. Ortonio, ano ang relasyon mo sa Lemuel G. Ortonio na nabanggit sa video na aming pinakita?
That's me po, ma'am.
Okay. At ano naman, tama ba, kinukumpirma mo ba na ang event na recorded dyan sa video footage na yan ay ang hearing ng CGGPA noong November 25, 2024?
That's correct po.
At Mr. Ortonio, maaalala mo ba na sa hearing na yan, sinabi mo, and I quote, you provide overall supervision for the internal affairs of the Office of the Vice President, end of quote.
That's correct po.
At pinapatutuhanan mo rin ba na kasama ng supervision na yan, ang supervision sa Administrative and Financial Services Office at Strategy Management Office ng Office of the Vice President?
That's correct po.
Okay. Ngayon, Mr. Ortonio, tama bang sabihin ng Administrative and Financial Services Office, ito ang opisina sa Office of the Vice President na in charge sa pangkalahatang budget ng OVP?
That's correct po.
Kasama dito ang budget preparation,
That's correct.
budget disbursement, accounting, at liquidation.
That's correct.
And since you exercise supervision over this office, sa pangkalahatan, tama bang sabihin, or generally, walang pondo ng OVP ang hinihiling, nilalabas, ginagastos, o inililiquidate na wala sa inyong kaalaman at supervision? Tama ba? Generally, Mr. Ortonio.
Generally, yes.
Okay. Ngayon, ang Strategy Management Office naman, ito ang tanggapan ng OVP na nangangasiwa sa strategic planning, management, monitoring, evaluation, organizational development, at iba pang kaugnayan ng tungkuling pamamahala ng OVP. Tama ba?
That's correct.
So kasama dito ang pagbuo at pagsubaybay sa mga programa, proyekto at aktibidad ng OVP. Tama ba?
That's correct.
So ngayon, dahil sa iyong pag-amin, tama rin bang sabihin na bawat programa ng OVP ay dumadaan sa SMO?
For all the activities.
Yes. Okay. At dahil kayo ang nagsusuperbisa sa SMO, kayo rin ang nagsusuperbisa sa mga programa, proyekto at aktibidad nito. Tama ba?
General supervision
Yes.
po.
In short, or sa madaling salita, bawat programa ng OVP ay dumadaan sa inyong supervision ng 2 beses. Una, kapag ito ay pinaplano ng SMO, at pangalawa, kapag binabayaran ito ng AFSO. Tama ba?
Yes po.
At tama rin bang sabihin na ang mga direktor ng 2 opisinang ito ay nag-uulat din sa iyo? Tama ba?
That's correct po.
Also, tama rin bang sabihin na ang Vice President mismo ang nagtalaga sa inyo ng supervision over these 2 offices?
Yes, that's correct as part of the organizational structure.
Okay. At tama rin bang sabihin na kaugnay ng inyong supervision sa SMO at AFSO, ang anumang direktibang natatanggap ninyo ay sa huli nagmumula sa Vice President?
That's correct.
Okay. At tama rin ba na sa pagganap ng inyong mga tungkulin, sa huli kayo ay nasasaklawan ng mga direksyon at instruction ng Vice President?
That's correct.
In short, the official acts that you perform in the discharge of those responsibilities are done pursuant to the authority vested in you by the Vice President.
That's correct.
Now, pumunta naman tayo ngayon, Mr. Ortonio, sa sulat kung saan nagsimula ang lahat. Okay, so, Mr. Ortonio, you assumed your position you mentioned earlier as Assistant Secretary and Assistant Chief of Staff noon lamang July 1, 2022. Tama ba?
That's correct.
So, that was mid-year.
Yes.
And you will confirm na pag-assume mo ng inyong position around that time, walang confidential fund ang Office of the Vice President. Tama ba?
That's correct po.
Which means na yung successor ni Vice President Sara Duterte na si Vice President Leni G. Robredo, walang confidential funds.
Your Honor, please.
Yes, Attorney Garcia.
No basis, Your Honor, and conclusion of fact.
Kindly clarify, Lenny is not the successor
Sorry,
counsel.
predecessor, Your Honor. I'm sorry.
Exactly. So, kindly reform counsel.
Mr. Antonio, do you confirm that Vice President Sara Duterte's predecessor, former Vice President Leni Robredo, Your Honor, Leni Robredo, she did not have confidential funds?
Your Honor, please.
Yes, counsel.
Incompetent. He's not a staff of Leni Robredo.
If he knows, if you know, Mr. Antonio, you may answer. If you don't, you may answer so as well.
Based on the records that we have, there's no record of confidential funds.
Ito ang dahilan kung bakit humiling ng confidential funds ang OVP sa DBM. Tama ba? Noong 2022. Dahil wala kayong dinatnan na confidential funds ng pag-upo mo kasama ng pag-upo ng Vice President Sara Duterte. Tama ba?
Yes, ma'am.
And this request for confidential funds, ipinaabot ito sa DBM sa pamamagitan ng isang sulat. Tama ba?
Letter request.
Yes, letter request. Ngayon, I'm showing you Prosecution's Exhibit P-I-4-A dated August 22, 2022. Ito ang nabanggit mong letter request for confidential funds in 2022. Tama ba, Mr. Antonio?
Yes, correct.
Okay. Sa huling pahina nitong sulat na ito, there appears a signature above the printed name, Sara Z. Duterte, You will confirm that this is the signature of the Vice President.
Yes, I can confirm that this is the signature of the Vice President.
And you're familiar with her signature, familiar ka sa signature niya dahil sa panunungkulan mo over almost 2 decades with her or under her, nakikita mo siyang pumirma ng mga dokumento at nakikita mo rin ang kanyang pirma sa iba't ibang dokumento. Tama ba?
Yes, that's correct.
And on the basis of this letter bearing her signature, tama bang sabihin na ang desisyon na mag-request ng confidential funds, it was the decision of the Vice President? Tama ba?
Yes, that's correct.
And throughout these proceedings, a certain name has been repeatedly mentioned, paulit-ulit na nabanggit, si Colonel Lachica. Kilala niyo siya, tama?
Yes, I know him. He's the
Okay.
group commander for VP-SPG.
You mentioned group commander of the SPG, but you will confirm, Mr. Ortonio, kukumpirmahin nyo na nung Agosto 22, 2022, hindi pa naitatalaga si Colonel Lachica bilang security officer ng OVP. Tama ba?
Yes,
Yes.
that's correct. He started September.
Okay. Yes. In fact, he started only on September 1, 2022. Tama ba?
Yes, based on documents.
Okay. Let us now go to the September 16, 2022 letter. Yan ang nagpapatunay, Mr. Ortonio, na si Mr. Lachica or si Colonel Lachica ay noon lamang September 16 itinalaga bilang commander ng VP-SPG. Tama ba?
Yes, that's... Wait, hindi masyado clear po.
Your Honor, may we request our assisting counsel in the tech booth to kindly enlarge.
Granted, so instructed.
Copies of the documents being flashed on the screen.
Sir, what's the question again, ma'am?
Etong sa letter na ito, pinapatotohanan nito na si Colonel Lachica ay inappoint lamang o itinalaga lamang bilang commander ng VP-SPG noon lamang September 16, 2022. Tama ba?
Yes, for... Ma'am, I think the memorandum is the designation of Colonel Lachica
Sorry, security
as
officer.
security
Yes,
officer.
security officer.
As security officer, based on the document, yes.
Now, balik tayo dun sa letter dated August 22, 2022. Dito sa letter na to, you will confirm that the OVP requested 4 items. 1, augmentation of financial assistance and subsidy. 2, augmentation of special duty allowance. 3, additional 192 co-terminus and contractual positions. And 4, confidential funds. Tama ba?
Correct, for the 4 items.
And you will also confirm that at the time this document was sent to the DBM, nung ihinihanda ang liham na ito at pinadala sa DBM, na iplano na ng OVP ang mga aktibidad nito para sa nalalabing bahagi ng 2022. Tama ba?
That's correct.
That's correct. Sa katunayan, para sa unang 3 kahilingan, nakapagbigay na ang OVP ng basihan ng mga hiling na halaga. Nakalagay dito ang computation kung paano nakuha ang halagang hinihiling. Tama ba?
That's correct.
That is for the first 3 requests, the augmentation of financial assistance and subsidy, augmentation of special duty allowance, and additional 192 co-terminus and contractual positions. And dahil rin, na-plot out niya na yung mga activities, programs, and plans ng OVP ng time na yan, nakapaglakip na rin kayo ng supporting documents for the first 3 requests. Tama ba?
Yes, that's
Pati
correct.
yung projections, mga relevant projections for these 3 requests.
That's correct.
But, Mr. Ortonio, kinukumpirma mo rin na for the OVP's request for confidential funds, in this letter, walang computation na binigay. Tama ba?
There
For
was...
that, let's limit the answer. to the letter. In that letter, no computation was provided. Tama ba?
That's correct. No
There was also
computation.
no projection provided in the same letter. Tama ba?
Yes, that's correct.
And also, there was no physical and financial plan attached to the letter.
For this letter request,
Yes,
none.
none. In fact, there was no attachment supporting the OVP's request for confidential funds. Correct?
There were no attachments, ma'am.
Yes, there were no attachments in support of your request for confidential funds. Tama? Okay.
Mr. Ortonio? What's your response?
Yes, that's correct. No attachments, ma'am.
And tama rin bang sabihin na ultimately, ang nag-decide kung magkano ang hihilingin na confidential funds from the DBM ay si Vice President Sara Duterte. Tama ba?
Yes, the determination
Yes.
for the amount
Thank you,
is
Mr.
in the
Ortonio.
discretion of the Vice President.
Yes, thank you. Now, going back to the letter, dahil wala kayong binigay na computation, projection, or supporting documents, ang tanging nilagay lamang ninyo sa request ay ang explanation kung bakit kayo humihingi ng request. Tama ba?
That's
Yes,
correct.
That's correct. And the explanation and the justification that you gave was, and I quote, "for and in consideration of the safe implementation of the various projects and activities under the Good Governance Program and the conduct of official engagements and functional representation in international and domestic events as instructed by the Vice President." End of quote. Tama ba?
Yes, as instructed by
By the
the
Vice
President.
As instructed by the President. Okay. In that same letter, you also stated, and I quote, you committed to formulate programs, projects, and activities relevant to national security and peace and order, and is devoted to implement said PPAs with proper security and safety protocols for the benefit of the institution through the OVP satellite offices, its partner stakeholders, and the general public. End of quote. Tama ba?
That's correct.
So at this point,
With
Mr.
the
Ortonio,
permission
tama
of,
ba?
with the permission of council, can you ask your guy in the tech booth to kindly, whenever you refer to a portion of the letter, to zoom it in so that it's readable on the part of the senator judges, because we really cannot read any part of it. Better. Thank you. You may proceed, council.
Okay. So tama ba, Mr. Ortonio, na sabihin na nang pinadala ninyo ang sulat na ito, ang OVP, wala pang programs, projects, and activities na na-identify relevant to national security and peace and order? Tama ba? Dahil sabi dito sa letter, you just commit to formulate programs, projects, and activities relevant to national security and peace and order. So at that point, wala pa. Tama ba?
Based on the letter,
Letter,
ma'am,
yes.
there is a commitment to submit the
Yes.
plans and programs.
No, Mr. Tonyo, walang sinasabi dito na you commit to submit plans and programs. Ang sinasabi dito,
To formulate.
programs, projects, and activities. Tama.
Correct.
Okay. And this is despite the fact na kanina inamin mo na nung pinadala niyo yung letter na to, more or less, na-identify niyo na yung mga plans, projects, and activities of the OVP for the remainder of 2022. Tama ba?
For
Yes.
Yes. For the plans and
Please
programs.
just answer the question.
Your Honor, please. The witness is answering the question.
Yes,
Your Honor, the
council,
if I
let
may,
the
Your
witness answer. He was in the process of answering it. Let's see if it is responsive or not. It can be stricken off if it's not.
In
Yes,
the
Mr. Tonyo.
Thank you, Your Honor. In the context of the plans and programs of the office, there has already been plans already at the beginning of the term of the Vice President in July of 2022. That's why we were able to implement already several programs and projects that we will be implementing
Okay.
for the rest of the year and for the rest of the term.
Okay. But just to clarify, with respect to those plans, programs, and activities relating to national security and peace and order, ito yung ifo-formulate nyo pa lang when you sent out this letter because that is what stated in the letter. Tama ba?
That's correct.
That's correct. And you will also confirm na wala nang ibang letter request for confidential funds in August 2022.
None.
And dahil wala pang plans and physical and financial plan na nakalakip dun sa letter nyo ng August 22, 2022, sumulat sa OVP ang DBM requesting your office to submit this physical and financial plan in support of your request for confidential funds. Tama ba?
Yes, that's correct.
And the Vice President instructed you, inutusan ka o inatasan ka ng Vice President na sumagot sa letter na ito ng DBM dated September 15, 2022. I'm referring to Prosecution's Exhibit P-I-4-B.
Yes, we are in receipt of this
Okay.
communication.
At ikaw ang inatasan ng Vice President na sumagot sa letter na yan. Tama ba?
As part of my duties as the Assistant Chief of Staff, I regularly respond to communication addressed to the office.
Okay. But the Vice President knew very well that it was you who was responding to that letter of the DBM, correct?
Yes, because as
Okay.
part of my
Yes.
duties po.
And hindi niya naman inassign o inata sa iba. Nang nalaman niya na ikaw ang sasagot, hinayaan ka niya at hindi niya sinabing iba na lang ang sumagot. Tama ba?
Ma'am, for regular communications within the office, it is the Assistant Chief of Staff who signs the documents corresponding to other agencies. So
Okay.
it's already inherent to the function as the Assistant Chief of Staff.
Yes, Mr. Ortonio. But that is ultimately subject to the decision and discretion of the Vice President. Tama ba?
That's correct.
Yes. So, dahil yan ay subject sa discretion ng Vice President, anytime the Vice President can revoke that authority. Tama ba?
Yes.
Now, following that instruction, you wrote a letter to DBM dated September 19, 2022. Tama ba? I'm referring to Prosecution Exhibit P-I-4-C.
While you're showing the witness, Attorney May, the August 22, 2022 letter, what's the exhibit marking of that document, if any? For the record.
Sorry, Your Honor. P-I-4-A.
P-I-4-A. Thank you. Witness may answer pertaining to the September 19, 2022 letter, if you're aware of it.
Yes, I signed this transmittal letter to the DBM.
And in that letter, tinukoy ninyo ang Joint Circular 2015-01. Tama ba?
Yes.
Okay. So you must be familiar with that Joint Circular. Tama ba?
I'm familiar
Yes.
to a certain extent.
To a certain extent. At tiyak binasa at naunawaan nyo rin ito. Tama ba?
Yes.
Yes. Because, Mr. Ortonio, you're an intelligent witness. You graduated with a bachelor's degree in Arts in Ateneo de Davao University. Tama ba?
Communication arts.
Communication Arts. You also have a Master's in Development program from the University of the Philippines.
Yes, development communication.
Development Communication. And another Master's of Arts in Psychology, is that correct? From
Yes.
Southville International School and Colleges.
That's correct.
And the diploma course from the Ateneo de Manila Center for Organization, Research and Development.
That's correct.
In fact, you worked as a professor, nagturo ka sa Ateneo de Davao University. Tama ba?
Yes, for 1 semester only.
Now, going back to the letter, in that same letter, ipinadala nyo sa DBM ang physical and financial plan. Tama ba?
Yes, that's correct.
And that was the first time. Yan yung unang pagkakataon na nag-submit kayo ng physical and financial plan sa DBM in support of your request for confidential funds. Tama ba?
Yes, that's correct.
And also, of course, bago nyo isinubmit ang kopya ng physical and financial plan na yan, I'm sure, tiningnan at binasa nyo at inintindi nyo yung physical and financial plan. Tama ba?
Yes, I read the PFP.
Okay. Your Honor, we would like to confront a witness with a physical and financial plan dated, okay, bearing the date September 16, 2022, which is Prosecution's Exhibit P-I-4-A. Annex A. So this is an attachment to Exhibit P-I-4-A as Annex A. Okay, Mr. Ortonio, dito sa box na may nakasulat, prepared by, may kasama ring petsa, September 16, 2022. Tama bang sabihin na itong September 16, 2022, ito yung date kung kailan na-prepare itong physical and financial plan?
Based on the document, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Ibig sabihin, nung nag-request kayo ng confidential fund in August 2022, wala pang nape-prepare na physical and financial plan. Tama ba?
Yes.
And this physical and financial plan was also approved only on September 16, 2022, as shown by the box bearing that date with the printed words approved by. Tama ba?
Yes, based on the document.
Based on the
ma'am, yes.
document. At dyan sa box na may nakasulat na approved by, may pirma ulit. Above the printed name, Sara Duterte. Yan ay pirma ng Vice President. Siya mismo ang pumirma niyan. Tama ba?
Yes, that's her signature, ma'am.
At dahil walang naka-countersign katabi ng kanyang signature, tama ba na yung dokumento na yan went straight to her without yourself or anyone reviewing that for her? Tama ba?
I can just personally say, ma'am, that the document, ma'am, did not pass through my office.
Okay.
Before you continue, counsel, the court noticed that the signature of the Vice President in this document appears to be different from the signature in the August 22 document. So the Vice President has at least 2 signatures so far. Can you confirm that both are her signatures?
Yes, I can confirm, sir, Your Honor, that both are the signatures of the Vice President.
You can confirm likewise that they appear to be different, though.
Yes, that's correct, Your Honor.
Thank you. Your witness, counsel.
So you confirm, Mr. Ortonio, that this physical and financial plan was approved matapos ang 25 days from your request of confidential funds to the DBM. Tama ba?
Sorry, can you repeat again the question, ma'am?
The physical and financial plan that was prepared 20 days after you requested confidential funds from the DBM.
I believe,
Tama.
ma'am, parang less than 20 days, ma'am, because the request was in August 2022, ma'am. More or less. Yes, that's correct.
Correct?
Yes.
And dahil nabanggit mo yung sorry. Now, the physical and financial plan indicated the supposed PPAs for which the confidential fund was allotted. Tama ba?
Yes, that's correct, based on the document, ma'am.
At ang nakasaad dito ay good governance program. Tama ba?
Yes,
There
that's
was
correct.
no itemization of the programs and activities that will be funded by the requested confidential funds. Tama ba?
Yes, ma'am, based on the document
Yes.
presented.
And you will confirm that this good governance program, it's not just one particular program of the OVP. Tama ba?
Yes.
It is in fact, at kukumpirmahin nyo, na itong good governance program, ito ay umbrella program or umbrella brand ng flagship activities ng OVP. Tama ba?
Yes, that's
So
correct.
under that good governance program, merong mga particular na plans, programs, and activities. Tama ba?
Yes.
Kasama dito yung medical assistance, burial assistance, libreng sakay, mga satellite offices. Tama ba?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. Subalit, wala nitong mga particular na activities na ito na isinaad sa physical and financial plan na inyong sinabit. Tama ba?
Yes, based on the submitted
Okay.
PFP.
You will also confirm na etong flagship program na good governance program, ito ay pinupondohan na ng regular budget ng OVP sa ilalim ng General Appropriations Act. Tama ba?
Yes.
Okay. Sa katunayan, sa 2022 GAA, may line item na 621.6 million na mismong para sa good governance engagements and social service projects. Tama ba?
Again, hindi ko lang po makita yung...
Maybe kindly request the tech booth to enlarge the image being flashed on the screen.
Yes, correct. 621 million.
Kanina, binasa ninyo na sa liham ng August 22, kasama bilang explanation para sa paghingi nyo ng confidential funds ang two other purposes. Ito yung official engagements at functional representation in international and domestic events. Tama ba? Naalala ninyo?
Yes, that's included in the letter request.
Subalit sa physical and financial plan, para sa huling quarter ng 2022, tinanggal na itong dalawang additional items na to. Tama ba? Natira na lamang yung good governance program.
Based on the document, ma'am, that was submitted.
At ang dahilan nito, you will confirm na itong dalawang programs nito, hindi to allowed under the joint circular that you cited in your September 19, 2022 letter. Tama ba?
As to the specifics of for these two items, ma'am, I cannot answer.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Now, punta naman tayo sa 2023 Fiscal and Financial Plan. You will confirm na bilang Assistant Secretary at Assistant Chief of Staff ng OVP, pamilyar din kayo dito sa 2023 Fiscal and Financial Plan.
I was able to see it, ma'am.
Yes. In fact, isa sa mga signatories dito sa Fiscal and Financial Plan na ito ay si Ms. Rosalyn Sanchez. Tama ba? Again, may we request the tech booth to enlarge the document being flashed on the screen.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Correct.
At itong si Ms. Rosalyn Sanchez, siya naman ang director ng AFSO.
Yes.
Nasabi mo, nagre-report din sa'yo. Tama
Directly
ba?
to me,
Okay.
yes,
Now, going back to that fiscal and financial plan, you will confirm that the expected outcome, fiscal targets, budget for the 4 quarters of 2023 na sinulat dito are just verbatim reproductions of the expected outcome, fiscal targets, and budget in the 2022 fiscal and financial plans. In short, yung expected outcome, fiscal targets, at budget para sa 4 na quarter na nakasaad dito sa 2023 fiscal and financial plan, salitang ang expected outcome, fiscal targets, at budget sa 2022 fiscal and financial plans. Tama ba?
Based on the document, ma'am, it
Yes.
has the same content, ma'am.
Ang tanging pagkakaiba lamang ay ang nakasaad na physical activities and projects. Dito sa 2023 Fiscal and Financial Plan ang nakasaad na PPA ay socio-economic program and delivery. Tama ba?
Yes, that's
But you will
correct.
also confirm that like the good governance program, yung socio-economic program delivery, hindi rin ito isang partikular na programa. This is just an umbrella brand for the flagship programs of the OVP for 2023. Tama ba?
Yes, that's correct.
Sa ilalim niyan, merong mga partikular din na programa, individual and particular projects. Tama ba?
Yes, that's correct.
Ngunit wala kahit anuman dito sa mga particular programs na ito ang isinaad nyo o nilagay nyo sa Fiscal and Financial Plan of 2023. Tama ba?
Based on the documents that's presented, ma'am.
Yes. At tulad ng 2022 Fiscal and Financial Plan, etong 2023 Fiscal and Financial Plan ay personal ding inaprubahan ng Vice President. Tama ba?
Yes, it has the signature of the Vice President.
And again, dahil walang counter-signature sa katabi ng kanyang pangalan, tama rin bang sabihin na hindi rin ito dumaan sa inyong opisina?
No, it did not pass through my office.
But generally, Mr. Ortonio, dahil kayo nga yung nangangasiwa or nag-exercise ng general supervision over the SMO as well as the AFSO, generally, walang documents ng OVP na hindi dumadaan sa office niya. Tama ba?
Generally po, ma'am.
Yes. Okay, now pumunta na tayo sa disbursement vouchers. Okay, Mr. Ortonio, dahil ikaw ay naging kawanina ng gobyerno for almost 2 decades, you would know na walang pondo ng publiko or pera ng bayan ang maaaring bayaran maliban kung suportado ng disbursement voucher. Tama ba?
Yes, that's correct.
Ang voucher, in short, ang voucher ang unang pinoproseso bago maaaring gumuhit ng anumang cheque involving public funds. Tama ba?
That's correct.
Now, Mr. Ortonio, I am showing you 4 disbursement vouchers, which are prosecution's exhibit P-I-10-A, P-I-10-B, P-I-10-C, P-I-10-D. You are familiar with these disbursement vouchers, correct? Familiar ka sa mga disbursement vouchers na to?
Yes, I am.
In fact, nakapirma ka sa lahat ng disbursement vouchers na yan. Tama ba?
Yes, based on the authorization of our office order.
At ang inyong pangalan ay nakapatong at nakalimbag sa salitang agency head or authorized representative. Tama ba? Ang agency head na tinutukoy dito ay walang iba kundi si Vice President Duterte. Tama ba?
Yes, that's correct.
Ang ibig sabihin nito, lumalagda ka sa bisa ng otoridad or on the strength of the authority that you were given by the Vice President. Tama ba?
Yes, based on an office order.
Yes. At ultimately, ang otoridad na yan na lumagda bilang kanyang kinatawan or authorized representative ay nagmula mismo sa Vice Presidente. Tama ba?
Yes.
Ngayon, ang inyong lagda ay nasa loob ng kahong approved for payment. You will
Yes.
confirm, ang ibig sabihin nito na ang paglagda ninyo or sa paglagda ninyo, inaprubahan ninyo ang pagbayad or pag-withdraw ng confidential funds para sa 2022 at 2023. Tama ba?
Yes, that's correct.
At dahil lumagda kayo bilang authorized representative ng Vice President, ang pag-aproba mong iyon ay ibinigay din sa bisa ng otoridad ng Vice President. Tama ba?
Yes, based po sa isang office order.
Okay. So in short, it is as if it was the Vice President herself who was giving that approval to release those funds referred to in those disbursement vouchers. Tama ba?
As authorized po.
As authorized, yes. So, in short, Vice President nga, in short, Vice President approved the release of those, effectively, the Vice President approved the release of the funds referred to in those disbursement vouchers.
Your Honor,
Tama ba?
Your Honor, please, ask and answered already. As
Your Honor,
authorized.
The reason I have to make a follow-up question is that the answer of this witness was not responsive. I was asking whether it meant effectively that the Vice President herself approved the release of the funds referred to in that disbursement voucher. But the answer of the respondent was that it was authorized by her. So I want a categorical statement, Your Honor, from this witness.
I'll allow it in the meantime, counsel. Witness may answer.
Yes po, as authorized po. Yes.
Kung gayon, or in other words, kung wala ang pag-aproba ng Vice President sa mga disbursement vouchers na to, wala ring confidential funds sanang mailalabas. Tama ba?
Sorry again,
Kung
can we
walang-
repeat the question po?
Kung walang approval ng Vice President sa mga disbursement vouchers na to, wala ring confidential funds na mailalabas dahil ang funds or ang pondong pinapatukoy yan dito ay ang confidential funds for 2022 and 2023. Tama ba?
If there is no approval po, there is no release
No
of funds
release.
po.
Okay, thank you.
With the indulgence of counsel, Mr. Ortonio, yung approved for payment ng pinirmahan nyo is in item or letter D.
Yes.
Do you have the document in front of you?
Yes, sir.
Yung letter A, certified expense cash advance necessary, lawful, and incurred under my direct supervision is signed by the Vice President.
Yes, that's correct,
What,
Your Honor.
what does that mean?
It means that it is being
Anong ibig sabihin ng pagpirma ng Vice President dyan sa box na yan?
the Vice President certifies that the funds is made under her supervision.
And hindi ka pipirma, ano ba to? Sequence ba to? A, B, C, D? Pag
Yes.
walang pirma si A, walang pirma si B, hindi mo na pipirma si C, hindi ka pipirma.
Yes, that's correct. It's
So
in
ikaw yung
sequence.
huling-huling pumirma
Yes, that's
sa
correct.
dokumentong ito ng disbursement voucher.
Yes, Your Honor.
Proceed, counsel.
Okay, let us now go to the 4 checks. Okay, ang bawat isa sa 4 na disbursement vouchers na iyong inaprubahan, that you identified earlier, ito ay nagresulta sa pagguhit ng katumbas na cheque ng Land Bank. Tama ba? It resulted in the drawing of 4 Land Bank checks corresponding to the funds referred to in the disbursement vouchers. Tama ba?
Yes, that's correct.
I am showing you the 4 checks, which are Prosecution's Exhibit P-28-A, P-I-28-B, P-I-28-C, P-I-28-B. B. You are familiar with these checks. Tama ba?
Yes, ma'am, I'm familiar with the checks being presented.
Okay. In fact, yung pirma mo, makikita dyan sa mga cheque niyan. Ikaw ay pumirma sa 4 na cheque. Tama ba?
Yes, as part of my duties as the Assistant Chief of Staff.
In fact, merong office order na nagtatalaga sa'yo bilang signatory para sa mga cheque na may halagang more than 1 million pesos. Tama ba?
Yes, that's correct.
At ang order na yon ay nanggaling din kay Vice President Sara Duterte. Tama ba?
Yes, the office order was signed by the Vice President.
Signed by her and thus approved by her. Tama ba?
Yes.
Ngayon, you will confirm na kasama ka sa pag-encash ng mga checking ito. Tama ba?
Yes, I can confirm.
In fact, ikaw lang ang kasama ni Ms. Gina Acosta nang i-encash mismo ito sa Land Bank Shaw Boulevard branch. Tama ba?
Yes, when she requested me to accompany her.
Okay. So you must be familiar with the Land Bank Shaw Boulevard branch.
Yes.
Tama ba? At ito, Land Bank Shaw Boulevard branch ay matatagpuan sa Beacon Plaza, Shaw Boulevard, kanto ng Ideal Street, Mandaluyong City. Tama ba?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. Na ipinapakita ko sa iyo ang isang litrato. Your Honor, may request the tech booth to flash the photo on the screen.
Instructed.
Mr. Antonio, you've been to this branch several times, tama ba? The
Yes.
Land Bank branch. And you will confirm na yung litratong pinapakita sa iyo sa screen, yan ang Land Bank Shaw Boulevard branch.
The Land Bank Shaw Boulevard branch, ma'am, is within that building, ma'am.
Within that building. And you will confirm na yung sasakyan hindi maaaring pumasok beyond that area kung saan nakikita ang mga kotse. Tama ba?
Yes po, there's a parking lot
Yes.
in
And
front
from
of
there,
the compound.
kakailanganin na ninyong maglakad para makapunta sa Land Bank branch mismo. Tama ba?
Yes.
And just to clarify, Mr. Antonio, in all 4 instances of encashment, sa 4 na encashment ng 4 na cheque, ikaw lamang ang kasama ni Ms. Gina Acosta na mag-encash at mag-withdraw ng pondo. Tama ba?
Yes, that's correct.
And ito rin ay nagmumula sa instruction ng Vice President. Tama ba?
Yung pag-accompany ko po kay Miss Gina, it's based on the request of Miss Gina po.
Okay. But you will confirm na alam ito ng Vice President.
When you say alam na Vice President, yung pagsama ko po.
Yes.
That I cannot confirm, ma'am, if Miss Gina was able to inform the Vice President.
Pero yung withdrawal, that was also upon the instruction. Tama ba?
When you say withdrawal,
Withdrawal of the checks. Or the encashment itself.
I would assume, ma'am, na
Alam.
Miss Gina has informed the Vice President yung pag-encash niya. But as to if
Of course.
I'm accompanying
Yes.
her, I'm not sure, ma'am.
Okay. But the withdrawal and the encashment was within the knowledge of the Vice President. Because in fact,
Asked
you know,
and answered, Your Honor.
this is a different question now, Your Honor.
Finish your question, counsel.
In fact, Mr. Antonio, you will confirm that lahat ng nangyayari patungkol sa confidential funds, nire-report ito sa Vice Presidente. Tama ba?
Again,
Vague, Your Honor.
How is
Objection.
that vague, Your Honor?
Kindly reform and be more specific, counsel.
Okay.
Are you just asking about the fact that Mr. Ortonio accompanied Gina on all 4 occasions? Kung alam ng BCN?
No, Your Honor, I'm referring to all matters pertaining to the confidential funds.
Vague,
These
Your
are
Honor.
reported to the Vice President and reported to and or instructed by the Vice President.
Then that would be vague, counsel. Kindly be more specific. Kasi dininay niya na kanina kung he said he doesn't know if the Vice President knew that he would accompany Gina. Kindly be more specific. You can ask the witness. He's intelligent enough. Ask him specific questions, counsel.
I will park that for now, Your Honor. I will
You
go
can
back
move
to
on
that.
then.
Okay. Now let's go to the audit observation memorandum, Mr. Antonio. You will confirm that you are familiar with this audit observation memoranda. I'm referring
Yes.
to Prosecution's Exhibit P-I-12-B, P-I-12-A, P-I-12-E, P-I-12-I.
Yes, I'm familiar with the document, ma'am.
Okay.
For the record, witness was confronted with the 3 documents.
Okay. Mr. Artonio, you are familiar with this audit observation memoranda dahil ikaw ay binigyan ng kopya ng mga ito. Correct?
Yes, that's correct. I
In
received
fact-
on behalf of the Vice President.
You've received it on behalf of the Vice President. In fact, lumagda ka dyan bilang patunay ng iyong pagtanggap sa mga audit observation memoranda na iyong tinitingnan ngayon. Tama ba?
Yes, that's correct.
At kayo rin ang inatasang sumagot ng audit observation na memoranda na yan ng Vice Presidente. Tama ba?
Yes, I was given instructions to prepare the draft for the reply.
Okay, given instructions by the Vice President herself.
Yes.
Tama ba?
Yes.
And is it also correct to say na bago kayo tumugon sa mga audit observation memoranda na yan, sinuri at pinag-aralan din ninyo ang mga liquidation report na kalakip dito?
I consulted with the Special Disbursing Officer and the Security Officer on the information that will be included in the reply.
Okay. So you also studied, you also checked, reviewed those liquidation reports that were attached to the, that were referred to in the audit observation memoranda. Tama ba?
Ma'am, I only consulted the Special Disbursing Officer and the Security Officer on the information that will be included in the reply.
So you are saying, hindi mo nakita ang liquidation report, umasa ka lamang sa kung anong nireport sa inyo ng Special Disbursing Officer at ng Security Officer?
Yes, I got the information from them, ma'am.
Okay. How about the certification and accomplishment reports? Of course, you saw these documents because in fact, you would be referring later to these documents in your reply to the audit observation memoranda. Tama ba?
I was able to see the reports, ma'am, but I did not anymore go into details, ma'am. And then that was made as an attachment to the replies, ma'am.
Okay. Just a clarification. Yung sa liquidation report, you also saw those liquidation reports. Tama ba?
At the time, ma'am, I was able to see the liquidation reports,
Okay.
ma'am.
Since you saw those liquidation reports, you must have also seen that in those liquidation reports, personal din na nilagdaan ng Vice Presidente ang mga liquidation reports na yun. Tama ba?
Your Honor, the question is vague. Counsel should refer to the report, Your Honor.
Kindly show the document, the liquidation
Honor.
reports you're referring to, counsel, so that the witness may be able to look at it.
Your Honor, I am referring to...
The 4 liquidation reports, I presume.
Yes, Your Honor. I am referring to prosecution's exhibits P-I-9-A to P-I-9-D.
At the time, ma'am, I was able to just see it, ma'am, physically, but I was not able to review it, ma'am.
Okay, but you will confirm that those liquidation reports all were signed by the Vice President, correct?
Yes, based on the document, ma'am, it has the signature of the Vice President.
Let's go to the certifications attached to the liquidation reports. which are prosecutions Exhibit P-I-6-A to P-I-6-D again. Can you please kindly refer to the certification? In the meantime, Your Honor, I will just park that question for now and go to the next question. So let's go to the accomplishment reports, Mr. Ortonio. Since you mentioned, you also see these documents, you will also confirm na itong mga accomplishment reports na ito, lahat inaprubahan din ng Vice Presidente. I'm referring to Exhibits P-I-7-A-1 to P-I-7-D.
Kindly show the witness, counsel. Assisting counsel may approach.
I was able to see, ma'am, but I did not scrutinize anymore, ma'am.
You did not scrutinize. But you will confirm that the signature of the Vice President appear in those documents, since earlier you admitted na pamilyar ka sa signature ng Vice President.
Yes.
Kanina, nabanggit mo, if you can just backtrack a bit, kanina nabanggit mo na nakipag-coordinate ka sa security officer at sa special disbursing officer.
Yes.
Tama rin ba na sabihin na nag-coordinate ka with them upon the instructions of the Vice President? Tama ba?
Yes, there was an instruction to coordinate so that we can properly reply to the AOM.
Okay. Let us go back to liquidation report number 2022-12-152, which is prosecutions exhibit P-I-9-A. And you will confirm that based on this document, ang buong 125 million na confidential funds ay lubusang naubos pagsapit ng December 31, 2022. Tama ba?
Yes, based on the document, ma'am, based on the liquidation report.
And since in-encash nyo ang mga cheque or ang cheque pertaining to this fund, confidential fund, noon lamang December 20, 2022, tama bang sabihin na yung pondo ay na-disburse sa loob lamang ng 11 days? Tama ba?
That, ma'am, I cannot
Based on this document.
If you base on the document, there's a liquidation of the cash advance for the period of December 21 to 31.
And that would be 10 days.
If you base
Yes.
it here, ma'am, that's December 21 to 31.
Yes. Okay. So a good 10 days.
Your Honor, please. The document speaks for itself.
Your Honor, I believe counsel is referring to the original documents rule. Unfortunately for her, Your Honor, that's an improper invocation of the original documents rule. The original documents rule does not bar questions relating to the document. What it simply prohibits is the substitution of the testimony of the witness for the document without producing the original of said document. Your Honor, the original of this document was presented to this honorable court as early as the pre-trial conference of this case, Your Honor.
We will allow it subject to the parameters that they cannot change what's contained in the document, but he may
Your
be
Honor.
questioned with respect to his understanding and appreciation of the document. Yes,
Your Honor,
Attorney
quick
Christine?
reply, because the witness was asked to interpret the document, Your Honor, and the contents of the document.
I wasn't asking, Your Honor. It's by simple arithmetic,
No,
Your
Your
Honor.
Honor, she was referring to the contents of the
With all due
document.
respect, Your Honor, if I can just make a brief reply to the manifestation, Your Honor.
Yes, counsel, briefly.
Yes, I wasn't asking, Your Honor, this witness to interpret the document by simple arithmetic, Your Honor. This witness can easily come up with a number of days within which, and just by looking at the document, this witness can easily come up and say the number of days within which the 125 million was spent and disbursed, Your Honor.
As long as the document is not going to be changed, I will allow it. Witness, if you know, again, you are well educated to be able to answer the simple question. If you know.
will again, Mr. Ortonio, you will confirm that the funds referred to in that liquidation document was fully disbursed within a good 10 days, because you said the disbursement covers the period December 21 to December 31, 2022. Tama ba?
Based on computation, ma'am, it's actually 11
Sorry,
days.
11
ma'am.
days.
Based on the computation and based on the document, ma'am, it's
11 days.
It will reflect 11 days.
Correct. Ito ay sa kabila ng fact na sa ilalim ng PFP, ang pondo ay para sa buong ika-4 na quarter ng 2022. Tama ba?
It's for the fourth quarter of 2022.
And that fourth quarter of 2022 means October, November, the period October, November, December of 2022. Tama ba?
For fourth quarter, ma'am, that covers for October, November, and December.
Kaya, October, November, and December 2022. Yes.
Yes.
So it means dahil it covers that period, October, November, and December 2022, yung pondo ay spread out supposedly para sa activities na itinala noong October, November, and December 2022. Tama ba?
Your Honor, please.
Counsel?
That is an assumption, Your Honor. That's a conclusion of fact. The witness did not testify that it should be spread throughout the quarter, Your Honor, and speculative also.
May I just, Your Honor, make a counter manifestation and a reply to the comment made?
Yes, counsel. What's your
Yeah,
reply?
I'm not assuming anything, Your Honor. Precisely, I am asking this witness to confirm. There's no assumption in that, Your Honor.
Counsel, but it has no basis. Counsel for respondent is correct. The witness did not say, neither was it contained in any letter of the Office of the Vice President, that it is for the entire quarter. Reform, Counsel.
all due
You can get to what you want still. Kindly
With all due
reform.
respect, Your Honor, this witness has just admitted earlier that the funds was for the fourth quarter of 2022. He even mentioned that it is for October, November, for the period October, November, and December 2022.
Your Honor, I believe the court has already ruled on the matter, Your Honor.
Kindly reform, Counsel. You can get to what you want as well, just as easily, Counsel.
Okay. Earlier, Mr. Ortonio, you mentioned na yung programs na nakalagay both in the 2022 and 2023 fiscal and financial plans, which are the good governance programs and the socio-economic programs, these are just umbrella programs. At sa ilalim nito, merong mga individual plans, programs, and activities ang OVP. Tama ba?
Yes.
And these plans, programs, and activities are spread out through the year. Tama ba?
If you base it on the PFP, there is an allocation.
Sorry, I'm not referring to the PFP. Just generally, etong socio-economic program delivery and good governance program, ito ay naka-spread out through the entire year.
Yes,
Tama
for
ba?
implementation,
For implementation.
throughout the year.
Okay, so merong programa na nakaschedule for October, meron din for November, meron din for December. Tama ba?
Yes, there are schedules for the rollout of the activities.
Okay, tama. At dahil yung PFP or Physical Financial Plans, ang sinasabi lamang ay Social Economic Development Program at Good Governance Program, effectively, ang ibig sabihin nito, yung pondong nakatalaga doon sa relevant quarter na yon ay nakatalaga para sa relevant programs, plans, and activities for each quarter.
Your Honor, please. Can the counsel show what particular PFP she's referring to, Your Honor?
Your Honor, may we request our assisting counsel to furnish
You may do
the
so.
witness with both PFPs, Your Honor, for the 2022 and 2023 PFP. So just for clarity, let's just go to
The
the
2022.
PFP for 2022.
Yes.
Okay. May nakalagay dyan sa PAP's Good Governance Program. Tama ba?
Yes, that's correct.
Ang sinasabi mo kanina, yung Good Governance Program na yan, hindi yan isang partikular na programa lamang. Merong mga flagship programs under that Good Governance Programs. Tama ba?
Yes, that's correct.
And for every month, for the remaining quarter of 2022, meaning October, November, and December, meron diyang mga nakatalang activities, plans, and programs falling under the Good Governance Programs. Tama ba?
Yes, under the good governance
Yes,
program.
under the Good Governance Programs. At nakalagay din dyan na yung halagang 125 million ay para sa quarter 4 of 2022, meaning that is the period October, November, and December 2022. Tama ba?
This for the subject na confidential funds.
Yes, for the
Yes.
confidential funds. Yes. Tama rin bang sabihin na for, presumably, yung October, November, and December, merong mga activities for which the confidential funds would answer to,
Your Honor,
or would
please.
answer for. Tama ba?
Your Honor, please.
Attorney Christine?
Your Honor, she's asking for an opinion. We note that the witness is not even the one who prepared this PFP, Your Honor. And counsel also stated, presumably, Your Honor. So that's asking for an opinion.
Wait, if I may just...
With the indulgence of counsels, so that we can get somewhere before we break for lunch. Mr. Ortonio, yung PAP po ninyo at yung request nyo sa confidential funds sa huling quarter ng 2022, ang plano nyo sana para sa buong huling quarter ng 2022.
Your Honor, if you will base, number one po, because I did not participate in the preparation of the PFP. So in terms of the details of the implementation for the confidential funds, I may not be able to properly
Hindi pa po
answer.
natin pinag-uusapan na implementasyon. Pinag-uusapan po natin nung nag-submit kayo ng plano para manghingi ng confidential fund at ikaw yung pumirma nun para sa last quarter. Kaya lang, as we all know, late na na-release yung pera, hindi ba?
Yes, based on the PFPs, Your Honor, it's as indicated here, it's for October to December.
Yes, para sa last quarter nga ng 2022.
22.
Kailan na-release yung pera? Kailan mo winidraw? December 21?
The Sara was released December 30, and then the withdrawal was made December 20.
December 20.
Yes.
Tapos in-implement nyo hanggang December 31.
Based on the documents, Your Honor, the activities were implemented until December 21.
31.
31, sorry, until December 31.
Now, I'll go a step further, Counsel. Ba't ba kailangan madaliin yan? Hindi ba ang budget good for two years? As you very well know, given your position in the Office of the Vice President, the budget, the GAA, is good for 2 years anyway. So why was there a need to implement it within the year?
Because, Your Honor, the request was made for the specific year, which is 2022.
At dahil nga yung plano nyo is for the last quarter of 2022.
Yes, Your Honor.
Your witness, Counsel?
Okay, just follow through, Your Honor,
Of
with the
course,
question made by the presiding officer. So just to clarify, dahil nakasaad dyan na yung confidential fund confidential funds of 125 million for 2022 is for the last quarter, meaning for October, November, and December. Nakalaan yan para sa activities under the good governance programs ng OVP for October, November, and December. Tama ba?
Yes, based on the
Based on the
PFP.
document. Okay. Okay. At bilang supervising authority over the financial services ng OVP, alam din ninyo na ang notice of cash allocation na hindi nagamit pagsapit ng katapusan ng taon ay naglalapse. Tama ba?
Yes.
Ibig sabihin nito, ang anumang pondo na hindi nagamit at hindi nagastos or ang anumang balanse ng cash advance sa katapusan ng taon ay dapat isauli sa Treasury. Tama ba?
That's correct.
Kung gayon, kung hindi na-report o nagastos yung 125 million pagsapit ng December 31, 2022, bahagi o buo nito ay babalik sana sa Treasury. Tama ba?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Noong hearing sa CGGPA noong November 25, 2024, inamin mo na ikaw ay pinagkakatiwalaan ng Vice Presidente sa mga sensitive and confidential information. Tama ba? Naalala mo?
I cannot specifically remember if I said those words po in verbatim.
Okay. We are furnishing you a copy of the transcript of stenographic notes of the CGGPA hearing dated November 25, 2024, specifically page 208, which is also flashed on the screen. Sinabi mo, and I quote, sa mga sensitibong bagay, end of quote.
What's your question, Counsel?
Do you confirm that, Mr. Ortonio?
I think the context for this, ma'am, is because the previous
Sorry,
question was...
Excuse me, Mr. Ortonio, I need to cut you because
Witness is answering.
That's why I was
But my
asking,
question
what
is
was
not
your
responsive.
question? Because I also did not get the question. Kindly repeat your question,
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel.
I was
Attorney May.
asking the witness whether or not he admitted during that hearing that the Vice President would entrust to him or would share with him mga sensitibong bagay.
Yes, ma'am, but that is in the context of the previous question that my position is of trust and
Yes.
confidence.
Yes, correct.
And although I said po na on sensitive matters, of course, it is never absolute that all sensitive matters can be disclosed.
Okay, we understand that, Mr. Ortonio. Okay, nung between December 20 and December 31, meron ba kayong narinig na threat of cataclysmic proportion? Ibig sabihin, meron ba kayong narinig na banta na masyadong mapaminsala na kailangan supuin sa loob lamang ng 11 days? Noong December 20 to December 31, 2022.
Your Honor, please.
Counsel?
Question is vague, Your Honor, and no basis also.
How can that be vague, Your Honor?
I presume it's threat against the Vice President. May alam po ba kayo na anong salita ulit yung ginamit mga attorney? May
Threat of
mapaminsala?
cataclysmic proportion or banta na masyadong mapaminsala.
bantang mapaminsala, kakaibang banta laban kay sa ikalawang Pangulo. Nung mga panahong yon na malapit sa petsang December 21 to 31. If you know of any.
Your Honor, I personally don't know of any information.
Okay. By the way, just again to backtrack a bit, Mr. Ortonio, when you requested confidential funds in 2022, kung alam ninyo, yung OVP po ba, meron ng mga natukoy na banta laban sa Vice President nung panahong yon?
Ma'am, I cannot personally answer. Maybe that's a question that can be answered by the security group.
But as far as you're concerned, are you aware of any identified threats against the Vice President
Your
or the
Honor.
office during that time?
If he knows, Counsel, Attorney Christine, if he knows, if he does not, he may answer accordingly.
I personally do not know of
Personally,
any.
do not know. And before you requested confidential funds from the DBM, would you know if the Office of the Vice President coordinated with any law enforcement agency for possible threats against the Vice President or the office? Would you know?
In relation to possible threats to the Vice President, I would not have any information.
You would
or
not have any information. Ibig sabihin mo ba, itong mga threats na to, hindi to kasama sa mga supervise mo na internal affairs or mga programa ng or internal affairs ng Office of the Vice President. Dahil sinabi mo, ikaw nagsusupervise ng 2 opisina who in turn or that in turn oversees or monitors matters relating to the OVP.
Your Honor, please.
Attorney Christine?
Ask and answered and complex, Your Honor, and also argumentative.
It's a bit compound, Counsel. Reform a bit, Counsel. The question is long as well. The witness might not be able to respond adequately. Break it up a bit, Counsel.
So, Mr. Ortonio, you mentioned earlier that you are not aware of any coordination efforts with law enforcement agency at the time that you requested funds from the DBM. Tama ba?
Yes,
Your
ma'am.
Honor, please. The question is misleading. The witness said no information as to the supposed threats against the Vice President.
Witness has already answered, Counsel. Proceed, Attorney May.
Okay. Thank you, Your Honor. So, nasabi mo wala kang alam na coordination efforts. Ang sinasabi mo pa, itong mga coordination efforts na to, hindi to sakop ng overseeing and supervising functions mo as Assistant Secretary and Assistant Chief of Staff of the OVP.
In relation to security matters, ma'am, no, that is not part of my duties as the Assistant Chief of Staff.
Okay. Thank you. Now, pumunta na tayo sa accomplishment reports na sinabi mo kanina ay nakita mo. In connection with your preparation of the responses to the audit observation memorandum. Tama ba?
Yes.
You mentioned that. I am referring to Prosecution's Exhibits P-I-7-A-1 to P-I-7-D. These are the accomplishment reports that you admitted seeing.
Yes, I was able to see them po.
Okay. Let's first go to the first 3 accomplishment reports, which are P-I-7-A-1 to P-I-7-C. You confirm that? Do you see that before you?
Yes.
Okay. Etong 3 reports na to, ang bawat report ay naglilista ng pare-parehong 6 na kategorya sa pare-parehong pagkakasunod-sunod. Tama ba?
Yes.
Okay. You have purchase of information, payment of reward, rental and maintenance of safe houses, purchase of supplies, medical and food aid, and incentives or traveling. Tama ba? That order.
Yes.
All 3 accomplishment reports.
Yes.
Sa bawat quarter, ang mga halagang iyon ay eksaktong nagkakabuo ng 125 million. Tama ba?
Based on the document, ma'am, presented, yes.
And you will also confirm na sa bawat isa sa mga quarter na yon, walang halagang naisauli. Tama ba?
Based on the liquidation report, ma'am,
Yes.
yes.
Okay. Now, sa 2022 report, ang safe house rental and maintenance, ang halaga ay 16 million pesos. Tama ba?
Yes, based on the report.
Document. Ganon din sa first quarter ng 2023. 16 million din ang halaga ng house rental and maintenance, safe house rental and maintenance. Tama ba?
Yes, based on the document, ma'am.
At ganon din sa second quarter ng 2023. 16 million para sa safe house rental and maintenance. Eksaktong 16 million pesos.
Yes, ma'am.
And you will also confirm, as you've already confirmed earlier, na ang 2022 report, ang saklaw na period nito ay 11 days. Tama ba?
From December 21 to 31.
Samantalang, ang sakop naman na period ng first quarter ng February 6, ng first quarter report ay February 6 to March 29, 2023. So that's 52 days. Tama ba?
Based on the document, ma'am.
Okay. And the second quarter naman, ang saklaw na period nito ay April 25 to June 30 or 67 days. Tama ba?
Yes, based on the document.
Gayon pa man, magkakapareho ang alaga ng safe house rental at maintenance sa tatlong reports na yan. Tama ba?
Yes,
on the report.
based on the report.
Okay. So in short, 16 million pesos para sa safe house, para sa 11 araw, para sa 52 days, at para sa 67 days. Pare-parehong 16 million ang halaga.
Based on the document, ma'am.
Yes. The same is true, Mr. Tonyo, for incentives and traveling. Yung line item na yan na makikita sa accomplishment report. Tama ba? It's the same 10 million pesos for all those 3 quarters.
Yes, based on the document, ma'am.
And you will also confirm that based on that document, based on those documents, for the 2022 report, it covers, or it claimed to have covered 132 areas in 11 days. Tama ba?
Sorry again, ma'am, for 20.
2022, the first report. May
Yes,
nakalagay
ma'am.
na area. It's 132
132
areas for 11 days. Sa first quarter naman of 2023, it claims 127 areas in 52 days.
Yes, based on the report, ma'am.
And for the second quarter, it's 111 areas in 67 days. Tama ba?
Yes, based on the report, ma'am.
Based on the report. And for the third quarter, it's 122 areas in 79 days, correct?
Yes, that's correct, ma'am.
So, ibig sabihin nito, yung shortest period pa, ang pinakamaikling panahon, ang nagbunga ng pinakamaraming lugar, which is 132 days. Tama ba? Based on the document.
Based on the document,
Yes.
ma'am. Yes.
Pero, yung halaga ay hindi nagbago. It remained 10 million pesos. Tama ba?
Your Honor, please.
Based on the document.
Yes, Counsel.
Argumentative, Your Honor, ang mahalaga hindi nagbago na 10 million pesos.
Your Honor, the counsel may have misheard what I said. I was referring to halaga, Your Honor. And in any event, Your Honor, it's not argumentative. I am eliciting a matter of fact from this witness.
Witness may answer, Counsel. We're a few minutes before lunch, Attorney Christine.
Based on the document presented, ma'am.
The
That's
amount
how
did
it
not
seems.
change.
That's how it
Remained.
Yes.
10 million pesos, regardless of the number of areas covered.
Yes, based on the document.
You will also confirm from those documents that for the first 3 reports, meaning the 2022 report and the reports for the first 2 quarters of 2023, may line item or provision for medical and food aid. Correct?
Yes.
Nagkakahalaga ng 40 million, 42 million, and 40 million respectively. Tama ba?
Yes.
Etong mga accomplishment reports, you will agree and you will admit na ito ay isinumite sa COA bago pa nakatanggap ang OVP ng Audit Observation Memorandum. Tama ba?
If based on the submission dates, ma'am, yes.
Yes. And you will also confirm that the OVP received the first memorandum, which is Audit Observation Memorandum number 2023-213, only on October 4, 2023. Tama ba?
Yes.
And 5 days later, kayo naman ang OVP nag-submit ng last report for the third quarter of 2023, which is Prosecution's Exhibit P-I-7-D, which is already before you, Mr. Tonya. Tama ba?
The third quarter
Yes.
accomplishment report.
Yes, you submitted that on October 9, 2023.
October 9, based on the submitted report.
Okay, so that was 5 days after you received the first audit observation memoranda from
Yes.
the COA. Tama. And if you will check and if you will confirm, dyan sa last na accomplishment report na yan, wala na yung line item for medical and food aid. Tama ba?
Yes.
Pero, ang kabuuan pa rin ng fund ay 125 million pesos. Yung kabuuan ng confidential fund na nagastos ay ganun pa rin, 125 million pesos.
Yes, based on the document, ma'am.
Yung dating 40 million, 42 million, and 40 million na amount, hinati-hati to sa iba't ibang line item. Tama ba? Merong nilagay sa provision ng rewards. Tama ba?
Your Honor,
Ma'am.
please.
Counsel?
Witness is incompetent to testify on that because he did not prepare the accomplishment report.
If he knows, counsel, based on the documents, if he knows, kung alam niyo po, Mr. Ortonio, maaari niyo pong sagutin. Kung hindi
Thank
niyo rin
you, Your
alam,
Honor.
sabihin niyo hindi niyo alam.
I would not know, ma'am, if hinati-hati, ma'am, because I did not prepare the document.
But you would confirm na kahit na wala yung line item na yon na supposedly 40 million, 42 million, and 40 million, the amount stayed 125 million.
Your Honor,
Correct?
Your Honor, please.
So,
Same ruling, same objection.
Asked and answered already.
Same ruling, same objection. Please continue, counsel. Move on. And by the way, Attorney May, choose the best time when you want to pause para hindi ka bitin sa direct examination mo. Not to exceed 12:15 so that we can all go on a lunch break. But you choose the best time when you want to pause. Until 12:15, counsel. Or before that time.
yes, Your Honor.
Please proceed,
So
counsel.
there was a question left hanging, Your Honor. I was asking the
Yes.
witness, since nawala yung light item na medical and food aid, subalit naging pareho pa rin ang amount, ang total halaga, which is 125 million, yung corresponding amount of 40, 42 million, 40 million for the medical food aid, that must have been assigned to other line items, correct?
I cannot confirm on that, ma'am.
But you do confirm the total is still the same.
I can confirm, sir, that based on the document, the total amount is still the same. But as
And
to
that
the
they're all the
distribution-
same, Mr. Ortonio.
Yes.
For the last quarter of 2022 and the first 3 quarters of 2023, they're all 125.
Yes, that's correct, Your Honor.
Move on, counsel.
And you will also confirm, if you would compare those 4 accomplishment reports, for the first time in the accomplishment report for the third quarter of 2023, lumabas ang sa unang pagkakataon, ang bawat item ay inilarawan bilang kaugnayan sa areas of engagement of the Office of the Vice President. Tama ba?
Sorry again, ma'am.
Yung phrase na areas of engagement of the Office of the Vice President, makikita mo lamang yan for the first time in the third accomplishment report. Tama ba? Sorry, fourth accomplishment report referring to the third quarter of 2023
Areas of engagement.
of the Office of the Vice President.
Sorry, ma'am. Okay, for item D. Yes, based on the document, ma'am.
Your Honor, we can rest for now, Your Honor, and have our lunch.
It's a
break.
good point to pause, Counsel, and continue with your direct examination when we reconvene after lunch.
Thank you, Your Honor.
We shall a lunch recess and shall reconvene at 12:45 per the suggestion of the Senate President. We are on recess until 12:45.